Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha 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 Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari Radha Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. नाम संकीर्तन की जय. May I request all Matis to come this side and Prabhupada to go that side, so it's easy to, or whichever way is easy. Hare Krishna. Yeah, I think I am thoda. Need some shade? No, it's okay. I think I'm okay. I'm okay. Thoda back support, but that's okay. I'll manage. Don't worry. I should have got my that thing that I take, na? For satsang. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Okay. Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Tare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namah. Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hariharaya Namah Krishna Yadvaya Namah Hari Yadvaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Radha, Gopi Vallabha Radha, Jaya Radha, Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha, Shama Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha, Madhav Radha. जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय कृष्णा जय श्री कृष्णा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो निताय गौरांगो गौर हरि जय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि पतिता पवाना गौर हरि जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय श्री निताय गौरंग भगवान की निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्ण Is it going to rain? No, right? It's very humid suddenly. We have Gaur Nitai here. Shishi Gaur Nitai ki jai. So we are going to sing this song, Asking Mercy of Gaur Nitai. This song is all about begging in front of Gaur Nitai. Please give us bhakti. हमें भक्ति दो. ये पूछने के लिए उनके सामने हम बैठे हैं. ये गौर निताय हैं, चैतन्य महाप्रभु और नित्यानंद प्रभु, जो कि भक्ति देते हैं. श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे तुम बिन के दयालु जगत संसारे तुम बिन के दयालु जगत संसारे। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे। पतित पावना हेतु तव अवतारा। पतिता पावना हेतु तव अवतारा। मौसम पतिता प्रभो न पैबे आरा। मौसम पतिता प्रभो न पैबे आरा। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे। हा प्रभु नित्यानंदा प्रेमानंद सुखी। हा प्रभु नित्यानंदा प्रेमानंद सुखी। कृपा बलोकना करो आमी बड़ दुखी। कृपा बलोकना करो आमी बड़ दुखी। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे। श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे। दया करो मोरे। दया करो सीतापति अद्वैता गोसाई। सीतापति दया करो सीतापति अद्वैता गोसाई। तव कृपा बले पाय चैतन्य निताय तव कृपा बले पाय चैतन्य निताय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे गौर प्रेम माया तनु पंडिता गधाधर गौर प्रेम माया तनु पंडिता गदाधरा श्रीनिवास हरि दासा दोया रसगरा श्रीनिवास हरि दासा दोया रसगरा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे कन्या प्रभु हाहप स्वरूप सनातना रूप रघुनाथा स्वरूप सनातना रूप रघुनाथा हा स्वरूप सनातना बट जोग श्री जीवा प्रभु लोकनाथा बट जोग श्री जीवा प्रभु लोकनाथा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे दया करो श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवास रामचंद्र संगा मागे नरोत्तम दासा रामचंद्र संगा मागे नरोत्तम दासा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु দয়া করো মোরে তোমা বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে তোমা বিনা কে দয়ালু জগত সংসারে श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया करो मोरा रे पतित पावना हेतु तव अवतारा समपतिता प्रभु न पाइबे आरा हा प्रभु नित्यानंदा प्रेमानंद सुखी কৃপা বালকানা করো আমি বড় দুঃখী আমি বড় দুঃখী দয়া করো সীতাপতি অদ্বৈতা গোসাই तव कृपा बले पाय चैतन्य निताय गौर प्रेम माया तनु पंडिता गदाधरा श्रीनिवास हरि दासा दया सगारा स्वरूप सनातना रूप रघुनाथा बट जोग श्री जीवा प्रभु लोकनाथा दया करो श्री आचार्य प्रभु श्रीनिवासा रामचंद्र संगमगे नरोत्तम दासा रामचंद्र संगमगे नरोत्तम दासा श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दया कर मोरे पतित पावना हेतु तव अवतारा मोसमापतिता प्रभो न पाइबे आरा न पाइबे आरा। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की जय, नित्यानंद प्रभु की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरि 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 बोल। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। May I require Matajis to please sit this side so that Prabhujis will come. They'll sit behind the Prabhujis. इस तरफ आ जाइए सारे माताजी लोग। Yes, यहाँ पे। Yeah, actually a lot of places there in the front. आगे आ जाइए। Yeah. Anuradha, can you please come this side, please? Because Prabhujis will come, they'll feel easy to sit behind, if you don't mind. Come in the front, Mataji. There is a lot of space here. Please come in the front. Yeah. Shh. So we'll read the translation of this. Because Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu are here, we should ask them specifically these prayers. हम सभी को ये पूछना चाहिए उनसे. So Narottam Das Thakur has already given the script that we have to ask in front of the deities, right? So please, this is not, these bhajans are not some entertaining bhajans which are written because they're rhythmic or they feel nice when you sing. They're actually prayers. They're actually begging prayers of devotees in front of the Supreme Lord. So when we repeat these bhajans, we are actually getting the same blessing that the original bhajan writer has got. Right? Narottam Das Thakur is the one who has written these bhajans. We should also sing these bhajans, at least with not, if not the same emotion, at least let us read the translations because we understand them nicely, right? So I will read them. Please focus as we are going to read these translations. My dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please be merciful unto me. Because who can be more merciful than your Lordship within these three worlds? Your incarnation is just to reclaim the conditioned, fallen souls. But I assure you that you will not find a greater fallen soul than me. Therefore, my claim is first. My dear Lord Nityananda, you are always joyful in spiritual bliss. Since you always appear very happy, I have come to you because I am most unhappy. If you kindly put your glance over me, then I may also become happy. My dear Advaita Prabhu, husband of Sita, you are so kind. Please be merciful unto me. If you are kind to me, naturally Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda will also be kind to me. Gaura's love embodiment is shown by Gadadhara Pandita. Srivasa Pandita and Haridas Thakura are the oceans of mercy. O Swarupa Damodhara, personal secretary of Lord Chaitanya, O six Goswamis, O Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. O Lokanatha Goswami, my beloved spiritual master. Narottama Dasa also prays for your mercy. O Srivas Acharya, successor to the six Goswamis, please be merciful unto me. Narottama Dasa always desires the company of Ramachandra Chakravarti. Narottam Das Thakur ki, all Acharyas in Gaudiya Madhva Sampradaya ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Yes. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuro Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayan Rupa Kadamahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। लिटिल लाउडर प्लीज। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपाकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महाबदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिमित कृपातमं वंदे श्री गुरु दीनतारिणं श्री परमानंद माधवं श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो वा Sarvavastham gatopi va yat smaret pundarikaksha sabhyabhyantaram suche. Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. Bhagavad Gita 11.51. Please repeat after me. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna Uvacha. Dristvedam Manusham Rupam. Dristvedam Manusham Rupam. Tava Saumyam Janardhana. Tava Saumyam Janardhana. Idanim Idanim Amsi Samvritta. Idanim Asmi Samvritva. Ta Sacheta Prakritim Gata. Sacheta Prakritim Gata. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Please repeat after me. When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardhana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind and I am restored to my original nature. Hare Krishna. So just before this verse, Lord Krishna had shown his universal form. Many hands, many legs, many ears, many eyes, right? People dying, people taking birth, coming out of his mouth, lot of fire, lot of suns, radiance of the suns, everything he saw. And then on request of Arjuna, he came back to his original form. Just like Krishna in Vrindavan, Krishna in Dwarka, just with two hands, right? And as soon as Arjuna saw that form, immediately was very relieved. And that's why he's saying, Oh Janardana, seeing your human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in my mind and I am restored to my original nature, right? So here, Prabhupada explains the aspect of that particular form. Here the words Manusham Rupam clearly indicate that Supreme Personality of Godhead to be originally two-handed. So Supreme Lord has unlimited hands. As Vishnu, he has four hands. But originally, that Supreme Person Krishna has only two hands. Just like we all have got his form. We also have two hands. Nobody has four hands here, right? Okay. If you become Krishna conscious, you might get four hands when you go up. But if you don't become Krishna conscious, you may get four legs by going down. So it's our choice which direction we want to go, right? Those who deride Krishna as if he were an ordinary person are shown here to be ignorant of his divine nature. If Krishna is like an ordinary human being, then how is it possible for him to show the universal form and again to show the four-handed Narayana form? So it is very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita that one who thinks that Krishna is an ordinary person and who misguides the reader by claiming that it is the impersonal Brahman within Krishna speaking is doing greatest injustice. Krishna has actually shown his universal form and his four-handed Vishnu form. So how can he be an ordinary human being? A pure devotee is not confused by misguiding commentaries on Bhagavad Gita because he knows what is what. The original verse of Bhagavad Gita are as clear as the sun. They do not require lamplight from foolish commentators. Prabhupada is very heavy. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We are very fortunate, Prabhupada and Matajis, that we are hearing from Srila Prabhupada. Because nobody else can smash unnecessary commentaries like the way Prabhupada can. And whenever it comes to glorifying Krishna, Prabhupada becomes more ecstatic. You can see those verses. Immediately his purports are, the next 5 verses, you can write a book actually. Like so big purports are there for the next 5 verses. But Krishna is, just take a little. Can I get some water? Here, I take this. Just water. I don't need to check, just water. So Krishna is that supreme person. Arjuna has seen Krishna, that supreme person. But is Krishna that supreme person in Goloka? In his original home, where Krishna is there, is he that supreme person? Is he seen like a supreme person? हाँ? कृष्ण जब अपने घर पे होते हैं, उनको भगवान की तरह देखते हैं, कैसे देखते हैं? नहीं देखते, right? And Krishna likes to be like that. See, once Krishna was sitting with his father and Nanda Baba. They were sitting in the courtyard like this, and Krishna is sitting there. And Nanda Baba is hearing a story. One sadhu came in front of the house and he was telling a story. And little Krishna is watching like this, Nanda Baba is hearing. And the sadhu says that once Garuda became very hungry. Garuda, you know Garuda, right? The Vahan of Vishnu. He became very hungry. And Garuda eats snakes. For Garuda, snake is Mahaprasadi Govinde. Like he eats snakes. So he went and took that snake. The snake was going beside Ganga river. So immediately Garuda went, he took that snake. And Garuda felt, okay, today my meal is done. And while he was pulling that snake up, the snake's tail apparently touched Ganga and it went up. Right? It was on the ground, so it pulled and it took. And while going, the tail touched Ganga, it went up. And because it touched Ganga, the snake became a devotee, and instead of his mouth, it sat on his back and told, take me to Vishnu Loka. Suddenly, because of the touch of Ganga, that snake is a very envious being. No devotional qualities in a snake, very territorial kind of living entity. It became a devotee. Bhakt ban gaya, ek hi minute mein. Kyunki Ganga ka sparsh mil gaya. And it suddenly sat from his mouth. He looked at Garuda, said, I'm a devotee, Hare Krishna. And Garuda is like, you are my meal. And you became a devotee now. Okay, piche beto. I'll take you to Vaikunta. That is the pure touch of Ganga. Right? As soon as Nanda Maharaj heard this, immediately said, he started wearing his chappal. And little Krishna sitting beside said, Baba, kidhar ja rahe? So मैं गंगा में स्नान करने के लिए जा रहा हूँ. I am going to Ganga. चलो, let's go to Ganga. Immediately, Krishna sitting there. No, Baba, Ganga तो यहीं पे है. Ganga तो वृंदावन में है. Ganga is there here. Nanda Maharaj, hey, Kana, you don't know. Ganga is in above Hastinapur. We have to go till there. We are in Mathura district. Here, Yamuna is there, not Ganga. That's not Ganga, that's Yamuna. Then Krishna, tells Baba, but that is Ganga only. Then Nanda Maharaj says, "Tujhe malum nahi hai, tu chup baith." You have to go to Ganga. Ganga is, I have to go and take bath in Ganga. Just now you heard the story, na? By touch of a snake, the snake became a pure devotee, and it went to Vaikunta. You should also go. Immediately, Krishna, he meditated in his mind about Ganga. He said, "Baba, मैं Ganga को यहाँ लेकर आऊँगा." And he meditated in his mind. He said, "तू बच्चा है, तू जाके खेल. तू मुझे जाने दे Ganga." Then Krishna got angry. He stood in front of Nanda Maharaj. He said, Baba, मैं जब वामन अवतार लिया था, when I took वामन अवतार, I lifted my leg and made a hole, and that Manasi Ganga came, that not Manasi Ganga, what is it? M, it starts with M. Mandakini Ganga came down and became Bhagirathi Ganga, right? On the earth planet. That very Ganga came from there to here, I brought it here. Nanda Maharaj looked at him like this. What is wrong with this fellow? Right? Nobody believes Krishna in Vrindavan, isn't it? Then he said, Dekh, tu jaake kapde pehen aur khel. Go and play. Don't tell all the stories to me. Then Krishna is like, this is too much. I am telling you that I am the one who brought Ganga, and you're not ready to believe only. Then Krishna meditated in his mind, and he told, hey Ganga, come here in Vrindavan. And she came to Vrindavan, and she appeared, and she is even now in Vrindavan, near Govardhan, called Manasi Ganga, because he meditated from his man and ordered Ganga to come here. So when you go to Vrindavan, go to Govardhan, take dip in Manasi Ganga. That very Ganga is even now here. But the problem is nobody believes Krishna in Vrindavan. Nobody takes him seriously. Just imagine what would have happened if Krishna would have told Bhagavad Gita in Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj, stand. Sarva dharman par chal ja, kill. Nobody will take him seriously. So Krishna knew, if I have to tell Bhagavad Gita, I have to go out of Braj. Because in Braj, no Gita will work. So he had to leave. He went to Mathura, from there to Dwarka, and then Hastinapur, and finally Bhagavad Gita happened, and he told Bhagavad Gita. Right? But no Bhagavad Gita will work in Braj. In Braj, there is only Gopi Gita. Whatever gopis will tell, it will happen. Vrindavan, right? The queen of Vrindavan is Vindavaneshwari, which is Srimati Radharani. Even now, when you go to Vrindavan, you will not hear Krishna's name. Everywhere you will hear Radhe, 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 Radhe. Everywhere Radhe, 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 Radhe. Right? She is the queen of Vrindavan. And Krishna is supposed to be the servant of that queen. There is always a competition. Who is superior? Radha or Krishna? Just imagine Krishna showing his Vishwarup in front of Radha. What will Radharani tell? Take. Normal ho jao. Because in Braj, that is what is Krishna. Right? Now here Arjuna is also very relieved looking at Krishna. Right? Krishna is so beautiful in his two-handed form. And he's coming in front of Arjuna by the request of Arjuna. Let us see what Krishna says, right, after appearing in this form. So let's first of all thank His Grace Lovesh Prabhu and Haripriya Mataji with 3 loudest Haribols for bringing all of us here. Haribol, 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 Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. I came here at 3:30. Was totally tired. I just directly went into his house and I slept. And Prabhuji, since then he's working, setting up the whole place. What we are seeing here, how we are sitting, is all the mercy of Lovesh Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Haripriya Mataji, as soon as I entered, there was this big bhagona and she was making paneer butter masala in that, right? Or matar paneer or something. Then I asked Mataji, you could have ordered, some, but she said, no, I wanted to cook. I want to cook for everyone. So the old days of satsang are back. Sometimes Karthik Prabhu has made our satsangs easy, but he has also sometimes feel removed the nectar of, that service that we all used to do, cooking for everybody. It's become very convenient now, right? Kya prasad chahiye, Prabhuji? What prasad you want? Noodles, Manchuria, fried rice, right? Anything we order, and Prabhuji cooks and he comes here. But those were the old satsangs when everybody used to cook and bring their little part. One Mataji's puris are this size, one Mataji's puris are this size, right? One roti is, is thick like parotha. One roti is thin like papad. But Krishna, you like all that because it's variegated. So many types of prasadam that are made, bhoga that are made, right? It is the service that Krishna is attracted to, not the things that we offer, right? No matter how they are made, I'm sure Krishna would eat so many things that gopis make, right? And whatever gopis make is acceptable to Krishna because it is not the thing that he sees, it's the love that he sees. He goes and Yashoda Maharani had so many cows, 9 lakh cows with her. And among them, the top 108 cows, and among them, the top 8 cows, and the most cherished cow, which would give the best butter and ghee for Krishna. And still Krishna would go and steal neighbors' butter. Just imagine the frustration of, Yashoda Mai. What more can I do for you? Right? So much selection has happened, so many things have happened, but Krishna likes that variety of his devotees. He likes to go and steal that. He is not looking for the perfect ghee. He is not looking for the perfect butter. He is looking for that humble heart and that loving heart. That's what Krishna is looking at, right? So I was remembering that when Mataji was making puris, and when I got up at 5 o'clock, I saw, little Nitai is also making a puri, right, on his little plate. That puri is the most special. Whoever gets it, right, nicely have it. Is this size, it looks like Sri Lanka. Right? Everybody are making. Actually, that is the best part of satsang, right? We all get service. We all do that service. We take that austerity. Otherwise, the whole satsang becomes very mechanical, right? Anyway, so Lord Sri Krishna is telling. Please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Su Sudurdasham idam rupam Dristvan asiyan mama Deva api asya rupasya Nityam darshana kankshina Nityam darshana kankshina. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form which is so dear. Right? So very clearly, Lord Krishna himself is saying that this form, not that form, not the 400 form, but this form, this 200 form that you are now seeing is the most confidential, which even the Devatas are searching. Because most of the Devatas only have access to what? Vishnu form. Right? They'll go to the Sveteshwara Dweep and they'll sing, please come and save, please come and save. So Vishnu will tell, okay, I'll come as Rama, I'll come as Krishna, I'll come as Matsya, Varaha, Kurma, whatever, the Rupas he'll take. But everybody has seen only that 400 form. But this 200 form that is now being shown to Arjuna is the most confidential. And because it's so confidential, so many Devatas also get confused. Right? Just like Indra gets confused so many times. Just like Brahma gets confused so many times. Right? Brahma Vimohan Leela is all about his confusion. Who is this little boy who is eating jhota of his friends? Right? Who is eating jhota of his friends? How can he kill the big snake, Agasur? How can he kill? Right? And because of that, he gets confused and then he does a test on Krishna. And then he himself becomes bewildered. Right? So, the original Krishna that we are seeing, Prabhuji and Mataji, when we go to ISKCON Abbot's temple, Radha Madan Mohan. How many of you have gone to ISKCON Abbot's temple? Lift your hand. Yeah? Some of you have not gone to ISKCON Abbot's temple? Mataji, you know? Hyderabad mein kya kar rahe hai? There is no meaning to Hyderabad if you have not gone to ISKCON Abbot's temple. You should go and take darshan of Sri Radha Madan Mohan. Why is it so special? Because Srila Prabhupada established the deities of ISKCON Abbot's temple. Only 3 temples in India, Prabhupada himself has established the deities. Right? One is Vrindavan, second is Juhu, and third is Hyderabad. And we are so fortunate, we are in the 3rd city. And Prabhupada was very happy with these deities because they are the biggest deities of Radha and Krishna as compared to any other temple. Right? So we should go and take darshan. Please go. It will be nice bhajans on Sunday, Saturday. And at least once in a month we should go, even though we are this far. Maybe from here it will take, from Shamshabad, how long does it take, Prabhuji? 40 minutes? 40 minutes, yeah. If you are ecstatic, you can also go in 30 minutes. Krishna, 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 you'll go in 30 minutes also. Right? But don't do that. You can take 50 minutes also. Go safely and take darshan. There is nice prashadam there. And they have nice kirtans. Every kirtan is so ecstatic in front of Radha Madan Mohan. You should do that. Because the temple experience is temple experience. That is very special always. Hare Krishna. So, here Lord Krishna is saying that this form of mind you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Because it is so inconceivable to see Krishna just looking like an ordinary person. Though he is not an ordinary person. Okay? So there is a big purport of Srila Prabhupada, which explains mainly how people have misunderstood. How people have misunderstood Krishna because of the stupid commentaries that are written by people for these kind of verses. They say that the original form of Krishna is Brahman. Nirakar, Nirguna Brahman, he सब कुछ है. अगर वही सब कुछ है, तो एक रूम में बैठो, 15 ट्यूबलाइट लगाओ, देखते रहो. वही निराकार, निर्गुण ब्रह्मन दिखाई देगा. Right? 15 tubelights light will look like God. Is that God? ट्यूबलाइट देख के कृष्णा की याद आती है? नहीं ना. तो कृष्णा has a form and the most beautiful form. उनका रूप है और बहुत सुंदर रूप है. वही कृष्ण है. निराकार, निर्गुण, Brahman is all not applicable for Krishna. Yes, Krishna is told as Nirakar, Nirguna because his Akar is not like us. His gunas are not like ours. He is not bound by the Trigunas. Right? What are the Trigunas? Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Krishna is above these gunas. That's why it's called Nirguna. And Krishna's Akar is not like our Akar. He is beautiful. Right? That is the reason he's called Nirakar also. Nirakar, Nirguna. And Brahman is his energy that comes out of him. And Prabhupada repeats it so many times. But unfortunately, the people who have written commentaries on Bhagavad Gita are not very matured. They just try to make masala out of it. Usko leke masala nikalte. Recently, I was hearing, one person, he was giving a commentary that Draupadi was very angry on Krishna. Why? Because Krishna made sure that her 5 sons are killed and his sister's son's son finally takes the throne, Parikshit Maharaj. And Krishna did the whole Mahabharat war so that his sister's son will sit on the throne. Is there a meaning in that? Just think about it. कितना पागल होगा तो ऐसे लिखेगा, लेकिन उस पागल के बुक्स बिकते हैं. Right? ऐसे लोगों के बुक्स बिकते हैं आजकल. People who can write anything they want. They'll read Mahabharat, they'll remove some masala out of it, they'll make a whole story out of it, they'll write it, and that will sell. The secrets of Mahabharat. Like that, some title they'll keep. Right? Controversies solved from Mahabharat by, I don't want to name all those people. Not worthy to be named also. But when Srila Prabhupada gives Bhagavad Gita as it is, nobody wants to read. Right? Mahabharat commented, written by Krishna Dharma. One very good book to read. You should buy that book. If you want to read Mahabharat by Krishna Dharma. Or there is one more, Puranjana Dasa? No. What is it? Purna Pragyan Dasa. You should also buy that. Or Ramayana. You can't read the whole Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. At least you can read Ramayana translated by His Holiness Bhaktivikas Maharaj. Very nice. He gave the essence. Because Acharyas, even though sometimes they summarize and write, for all of us to read, they make it a small book, but they don't change the truth. They don't change the truth. Whatever they have written is truth. They don't speculate that Rama is something, Krishna is something. Just because we have to understand, we'll change the truth. Right? All the things they don't do. They will present it as it is. In the same way, Prabhupada here is very clearly presenting that Krishna has a form and that is a two-handed form. Okay? That is a two-handed form. And the Krishna, when he appeared to Devaki, finally he appeared with 4 hands as an Ansh of Narayan, because that is what their wish was. We want a son like Narayan. And again, he removed his 2 hands and became that small child. And imagine the sacrifice of Devaki. I mean, a lot of times people talk about Yashoda. But think about Devaki. Devaki, she knew that her 8th son is Krishna. 8th son is Narayan himself who's going to come. But how difficult it was for her to sacrifice one after the another son. How difficult it was. Right? Very difficult. I don't think anybody of us can imagine that. At least Prabhujis can, Matajis can, you have children. So when you give birth to a child, how much emotional, attachment you get to that child. How much you are, whenever you think of your own children, just think about it. How much attached you are to them. And as soon as she was giving birth, Kamsa was coming and killing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's brutal. You can't have more brutal incident than that. Right? Actually, Kamsa was going to kill her. As soon as he got to know that she is going to give birth to a child who is going to be the reason of his death. But immediately Vasudev came. Vasudev happens to be a friend of Kamsa also. And Vasudev is famous for one great vow, that he'll never tell a lie. He'll never tell a lie. And Kamsa knew that Vasudev will never tell a lie. So when Vasudev came and told that, hey Kamsa, don't worry. Every time a child happens, we will give that child to you. With that promise, he said, okay, no problem. So he wanted the 8th child to come. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 children were brutally killed. Of course, Bhagavatam explains that they were brought back by Krishna when Devaki asked. Devaki asked, Krishna, can you bring back those 6 children who left me, to whom I could not feed my breast milk? I could not even hug them. I could not even love them. Can you bring them back? And Krishna went back and brought, just for the happiness of Devaki. And only Krishna can do that. Nobody else can. So when finally Krishna appeared, he appeared with his 400 form. And of course, in between, there was a extraordinary technology baby also happening before Krishna, where he appeared and did not appear. Where he came into the womb of Devaki and he got transported to Rohini. And she went to Vrindavan, to Gokul actually. And there she gave birth to Balram. And then when Kamsa came to kill, he found there was a girl instead of a boy. And Kamsa is like, hey, wait a second. The Akashvani told the 8th son of Devaki is going to kill. How come the girl came in between? Because the girl was exchanged in the night. Right? The same Mahamaya was brought here, Durga. And as soon as Kamsa thought, what should I do now? He remembered what Narad Muni told. That it doesn't matter which petal it starts, but the 8th petal has to be removed. Because that person will be, it can even be a girl. Okay, so immediately threw that baby girl to the wall, but the baby girl stopped and she went up and she looked at him and said, hey, Murkh, the person who is going to kill you has already taken birth. And the whole plan and propaganda that Kamsa went through went in vain. Right? So then Kamsa knew that he is there, and that is the reason he sent Putana. We all know that story. That any child who took birth on that day, anywhere in the Vraj, has to be killed. So literally Putana was murdering and eating children one by one. Anybody who took birth on that day, that night especially, Janmashtami. So when finally Krishna told Vasudev that, now take me to Gokul. As a small child he spoke. The voice came out saying that, now take me to Gokul. Immediately Vasudev said yes. And Devaki was into tears. I had 8 children. And this most beautiful child, Akarsha iti Krishna, you can't imagine the beauty of that child Krishna. And I can't even spend any time with him. And she had to send him. Because she was more attached to the service of Krishna than Krishna himself. Something that we have to learn from Devaki. That both husband and wife were very devoted to serve Krishna. And that is it. They did not become greedy. Hey Krishna, half an hour will play and then I'll send. No. As soon as Krishna said send, immediately she cried and she gave the child to Vasudev, and Vasudev took him to Gokul. And from there we know how Krishna was brought up. So many leelas, pastimes, so many demons, so many obstacles, so many anxieties in the lives of Brajvasis, but so much happiness also along with those anxieties. Because every time anxiety comes, in Bhagavatam he says, what is it? Krishna, Krishna, Mahabaho. They'll shout like that. Immediately Krishna will come and he'll solve all the problems. Right? So Krishna will bring problems, he'll also solve problems so that he can exchange, loving exchanges with the Brajvasis. So Devaki's sacrifice is one of the greatest sacrifices in Mahabharata, which a lot of people don't actually appreciate. They only talk about Yashoda, but Devaki also is pure devotee. She had to let go Krishna in that age. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So let us hear what else Krishna says. 11.53. Naham veder na tapasa na dhane na cha chejyaya sakya evam vidho dristum dristvan asimam yatha. Translation. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship, It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. Right? So Lord Krishna is very clearly saying that with our endeavor we cannot see him. Right? So a lot of people say, I've taken so much pain to take a leave to go to Tirupati and to see Balaji, and I've seen Balaji. But it is not by your endeavor you can see Balaji unless Balaji allows you to see. We should not take any darshan for granted. Any darshan in our life. Actually, that familiarity comes in, so easily. What to speak of temple deities? Even the deities in our house will become so familiar. No? Normally, please note, whenever you go to any satsang, if you see deities in the satsang, immediately should bow down. Immediately should bow down. There is no discussion. Whenever deities have come, so you should get up and bow down. Because they're deities. They're not some dolls. ऐसे कोई डॉल नहीं है जो वहां पे रखे हुए, ये विग्रह हैं, right? They are Swayam Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu, and we should respect them like that, right? Please make a note of this. Whenever next time you go to a satsang, as soon as you see deities, or even if picture is kept with mala, in the satsang, you should immediately bow down, because you're telling the Supreme Lord that I've seen you, I've recognized you, and I'm grateful that you're giving your darshan. And we have to teach that to our children also. And how do we teach to our children? Anybody? How do we teach our children that they should bow down? When you bow down, they'll bow down. Right? This is the biggest problem is people don't bow down in front of the Supreme Lord. They think it's a big problem. I don't know what is the problem. Right? That is one thing that I liked after coming to ISKCON society, that people bow down here. You go to ISKCON temple, as soon as you go, just stand there and see how devotees come. One by one, they'll come. As soon as they enter the temple, first, whom do they bow down to? A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Right? First, they bow down to Guru. Why do they bow down to Guru first? Because of the mercy of that Guru, we are getting God. Right? Guru is a representative. Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra. He is Sakshad like Hari only for me. So I bow down to Guru. And after bowing down to Guru, then I go in front of the deities, and one by one I bow down. And I bow down in such a way that my left side of my body, which is the side of the heart, is towards the deities. Right? It's not like any direction, any way you'll bow down. Okay, you can do all that, but if you want to do it correctly, that is the way to bow down. Right? And if it is too much crowded, then you can bow down in you can go to a little distant place. You can go away from there, bow down somewhere else and come. But bowing down humbles you. That is one of the acts we should learn to do, and which is what we are not doing. Right? And Matajis have to bow down half, and Prabhujis have to bow down full. It's called Dandavat Pranam. For Matajis also, it's equal to Dandavat Pranam. Right? Mataji should never bow down flat totally. It's not right. Right? In front of the deities. But we should learn to do that. And where will we learn that? In the temple or in the home? In the home. Practice in the home. If you practice daily in the home, कल सवेरे आपके घर में, आपके मंदिर के सामने, bow down. When you start doing it, then you will not hesitate to do it in the temple. And don't worry, nobody will look at you. We are not so special when we are bowing down. Right? People think, Amma, I'm bowing down, the entire world is looking. Nobody will look at you. Even that ant will not look at you. Because what are we? क्या है हम? क्या खास है हम में? कुछ भी नहीं है. Right? So, bow down करो. सीखो. बच्चों को भी सिखाओ, हम भी सीखते हैं. Right? We see how nicely, Muslims practice their religion. Wherever they do namaz, they don't hesitate to bow down. Isn't it? I mean, some things we should appreciate also. They're very clear about it. Namaz means they have to, on the knees, hands up, and they have to bow down. Head on the floor, nothing less. Right? But Hindus are the ones who actually, are the originators of all these practices. Sanatan Dharma practitioners. But we are not going down now. It is going to an extent where, aa gaya main. Namaste bhi gaya, finish. Like this. Or that kissing. पता नहीं किधर किधर से लेकर आते है कि नहीं? नहीं, प्रणाम करो तो ऐसे दोनों हाथ पूरा मिला के, राइट? हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, ऐसे। इस्कॉन में मुझे यही बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि some practices which were being practiced in our Sanatan Dharma are now being re-established by the divine grace AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada did not compromise on anything. He made even Britishers, Americans, South Americans, Africans, everybody bow down. They did not have a concept of touching the feet, by the way. You know, when in one of the memories of Srila Prabhupada, one disciple of Prabhupada says, Prabhupada told after the Guru Puja, touch my feet. And he was like, why should I touch your feet? They don't know what is the concept of touching the feet. But Prabhupada took that austerity to explain his disciples that we should touch the feet of Guru. Right? When Guru is especially when Guru is allowing you to touch, you should touch. There were two disciples of Prabhupada, and both of them became devotees, but their mother was not happy. I forgot their names. Brahmananda Prabhu and I think I forgot another name. Very famous disciples. So they went to meet their mother just to convince her that we became devotees, but please mother accept, like that. So they knocked the door and she opened the door. They were not there. She's like, who knocked the door? And she saw down. Both of them were like this. Dandavat pranam. She was shocked. Hey, what is this? What are you doing? Get up. Whatever the names are. Hey, David, John, get up. What are you doing? This is, what do you mean by it? Our Guru has told, pay Dandavat pranam to your mother. So innocent was the love, of, that Prabhupada explained, right? And everybody were so impressed by Prabhupada. All his disciples' parents, they were all foreigners. They used to come and talk to Prabhupada. Hamare bachchon ko kya kiya tumne? But they were amazed by the kind of respect. Prabhupada taught them how to respect the parents. Right? And one of the greatness of all Prabhupada disciples, almost all Prabhupada disciples, even though they have taken sannyas, even though they're great sannyasis, they have gone back to their families and they have shown them how much they love their parents at the last stage of their lives. Right? There is one Maharaj, his name is Keshav Bharati Maharaj, one sannyasi in ISKCON. So his mother, was on the last stage. She was completely against Krishna consciousness. What is this? You have taken up. What kind of bhakti marg is this? And Keshav Bharati Maharaj is like, okay, but it's still my duty as a son to go now and take care of her. She was in the last stages. She became very ill. She was in her 80s, 90s. And Maharaj went and he stayed with her. And while he was staying with her, she was angry also. And because she loves her son also, he's already a sannyasi, already more than middle-aged. And she's like, what did you do? Why did you take this? So Keshav Bharati Maharaj used to serve her every day. None of her other sons did the kind of service that he did in the last days. And she was dead against Krishna consciousness. But one day he told, after, while serving one by one day, she was serving, and one day he told, can I tell something about Krishna? He said, okay, tell. Whatever you want to tell about Krishna. The same Krishna who took you away from me. And so beautifully he explained how Krishna appeared in Vrindavan. And she was like, really? God appears like this? He was taken on his head through the river? That is how he did? Yes. So 15-minute story. And then next day, he told, Mom, can we continue the story where we left? Yeah. What happened after that? And he opened the Krishna book. Then he said, okay, now, Nanda Maharaj is celebrating his appearance the next day, Nandotsav. And they made so many, decorations, they did so much. And she said, very nice. Really, God, his birthday celebrated like that? Yes. Okay, today's chapter over. Next day. Next day she told, okay, can you read the full chapter today? We are stopping in between. I'm feeling that, stopping in between. Don't stop in between. Read the full chapter. Then Keshav Bharati Maharaj read the whole chapter. An old lady in her 90s, maybe a few months or year before her death, was hearing from her son, who is a sannyasi in ISKCON. Very renowned sannyasi, Keshav Bharati Maharaj. How many have seen Keshav Bharati Maharaj? Anybody here? Yeah, he doesn't come to India that much. He comes to Govardhan. Every Kartik month he comes to Govardhan. He's in Govardhan. 30 days he's in Govardhan. And 30 days he does Govardhan Parikrama and chants 108 rounds. 30 days. That's his sadhana. That's his promise to Krishna. 30 days. Right? And remaining all the time he reads Bhagavatam. Once I was in San Jose temple, right, on a Wednesday evening. They have one Wednesday feast and Sunday feast in the temple. In the evening, they do this feast program. So Wednesday feast, because I used to work in San Jose, I used to live in Denver, I used to fly there for Monday to Friday. So I went on Wednesday. I saw this Maharaj. I didn't know who he is because he's very famous in South America. He preaches there more, South America, Argentina, all those places. So he was sitting there with Bhagavatam and Vaisheshika Prabhu, one great, again, one amazing devotees in ISKCON. He was sitting there who heads the temple there. And there were like 50 devotees around me, who came for the Wednesday feast. And Maharaj, Keshav Bharati Maharaj is holding the Bhagavatam. And he's reading some story in Bhagavatam. I forgot which chapter, but he was reading that Bhagavatam. And he was normally, see, when you read Bhagavatam, you in ISKCON, you read the verse and you make them read the verse and then you start discussing, then you go to the next verse. But one unique thing about Keshav Bharati Maharaj was, he was completely oblivious to who is sitting there. He's just reading. He's reading in between him, say, so nicely Sukadeva Goswami is explaining it. How nicely Krishna is, how nicely, whatever. And I was looking at him. I was sitting in the front row. Like, what is this Maharaj? He's like, he's totally oblivious. He doesn't know, what's going on there. He's totally occupied in, So the class used to start at 5:30 dot and it will get over at 7:30. Because 7:30 Aarti will happen. That Shayan Aarti in the evening, it happens. So that Pujari, he brought that plate, the whole entire Aarti plate. It's a small temple, maybe as much as what we are sitting. This side of the temple. So there are the deities. This side of the deities actually. He's sitting this side, and I'm sitting like this. That Pujari came with that plate. He kept it there, and he lifted the bell. And little sound, ting ting. Immediately Maharaj looked at him like this. And Pujari was stunned. No, I'm not going to make any noise. Because disturbance over his Bhagavatam reading. For the first time, I heard silent Aarti in ISKCON. Complete silence, like tick, 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 tick. He's doing the Aarti. And Maharaj is like, Bhagavatam, see how is nice, how nice is Bhagavatam, like speaking. Sukadeva Goswami is explaining, Parishit Maharaj is speaking. It was completely, he was in Bhagavatam. And I'm wondering what is going on here, not a single voice and the whole, Dhupa, Deepa, Vastra, everything is going on. And the conch shell which never sounded. That's all. And then he finished that Aarti. And then Vaisheshika Prabhu is also looking here and looking like this towards Maharaj. Because he did not, because he was so immersed. If he would have made any noise, he would have shouted, hey, what is this? No. We are reading Bhagavatam. What kind of disturbance? I don't know. He was totally immersed. Right? Not that he doesn't respect deities, but he was completely, and he was not faking it. He was completely, he's a person like that. And the best part was, what is going to happen next? After the Aarti, what happens normally? Prasadam. Prasadam. Right? And I used to go to Wednesday feast only for one reason. Prasadam. Because my wife used to pack for me. Right? Monday morning I used to take a flight from Denver. Monday morning I'll reach in San Jose, go to that Cisco I used to work. So go there, then come to my hotel, and she used to pack fried upma, fried this, fried that. So I'll go and put in the water, it will immediately appear. The upma will appear immediately. It already has curry patta, everything she used to fry and keep. So it is ready made. She used to make for me. So she used to make only for 2 days. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. Wednesday evening I used to go with the dabba to the temple. Right? And my dabba is always waiting. So that I'll fill up everything, the dabba. Because Thursday morning my survival and Thursday night survival is completely on that only. And Thursday night I used to fly back, or mostly Friday morning I used to go back to Denver. Then I'll have my prasadam at home. So I was waiting. Hey, what about, this Maharaj is going on with Bhagavatam. What about prasadam, my dabba? I have my ulterior motive there. And he's not stopping only. He's reading Bhagavatam as if, nobody exists. It is 8:30. 7:30 we are supposed to stop. 8 o'clock prasadam starts. 8:30 is going, this is Sukadeva Goswami is explaining. This Krishna is like, I can't enact him. Sorry, I can't. It's not right to do that. But I don't know how else to explain it. But he was completely to Bhagavatam. He's not stopping. And after some time, devotees were like, how beautifully he's speaking. But later, after some time, that कब रोकेंगे? They were looking at each other. After some time, they all looked at Vaisheshika Prabhu. And Vaisheshika Prabhu after some looked somewhere else. What will happen? Will we have Prasadam today or no? Then Krishna, through all our prayerful hearts, went into Keshav Bharati Maharaj's heart and he told, they are hungry. Right? Then he was reading the Bhagavatam and suddenly, I think you're all hungry. So we'll stop it here. Hare Krishna. Immediately everybody told, Haribol! Spontaneous Haribol came. Then immediately we sang Narshing Arti and we had Prasadam. So that is Keshav Bharati Maharaj, a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Amazing sannyasis we have in ISKCON. Amazing sannyasis. I mean, one greater than another. You just have to get their association. Right? But I was very fortunate. To see these kind of great souls. There is one Maharaj called Ganapati Maharaj. A lot of people don't know him. He used to come to Denver on Harley Davidson. Duck, 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 duck. Really? Sure, what is this? Then he would come and give an amazing class. there is this, but they're all pure devotees. You cannot mistake them. We cannot judge them because they are blessed by Srila Prabhupada. Right? There is another Maharaj called Badrinarayan Maharaj. There was Badrinarayan Prabhu in out of San Diego. He used to take care of San Diego temple. Then he got initiated. Now he took sannyas. He became Badrinarayan Maharaj. One of the most difficult part of Badrinarayan Maharaj is when he is giving a class, no sound should come. So literally, before the class starts, he says, okay, who is standing near the door? I don't want the door to move. Even if somebody is coming, the door should not make noise. And he immediately says, everybody who has plastic covers, please fold them and keep it in your pockets. I don't like the plastic sound. Removing the book, keeping the book, all that. An amazing class he takes. When he takes that class, everybody is mesmerized. Right? So again, they are so much devoted, so much touch. So anyway, I'm going in different direction. So Keshav Bharati Maharaj, to his mother, he's reading Krishna book. Just imagine the same Sannyasi Maharaj who is immersed in Bhagavatam, how it feels when he reads Krishna book. No wonder his mother was so much attracted that in 3 months, he was in somewhere in the between of Krishna book and his mother told, can I also go to Krishna? Can I also go to Krishna? And Keshav Bharati Maharaj said, yes, of course. You can get initiated and, you can go to Krishna. Immediately he wrote to his friend, different sannyasi Maharajas. So there is one great sannyasi in ISKCON. His name is His Holiness Shivaram Swami Maharaj. So he wrote to him. And Shivaram Swami Maharaj immediately wrote a letter. I am going to initiate her if she is okay with it. Then he wrote back, but Maharaj, you don't even know my mother. And Shivaram Maharaj, she is your mother. That itself is enough. Sweet pastimes. So she was initiated. And she left. Then he himself seen her through. And just imagine what a glorious end of the life, just because that person has served Krishna. So President message is, everybody who serves Krishna, Krishna will not keep any debt. He is going to pay us back with million times that you can think of. And if you serve Krishna as devotees, my God, Krishna will be so pleased. There was one lady in Denver. She used to come to Denver temple. And she was a nurse in a hospice. You know what is a hospice, right? What is a hospice? No. So she was in a hospice and she was taking care of an old lady. She was about to die on her bed. Nobody was there to take care of her. She was going to die. A lot of pain. And this lady was taking care. And she is a devotee. That Mataji is a devotee, the one who is serving the nurse. But that old lady did not know that she was a devotee. So she used to wear the complete, nurse uniform like this. So Kantimala is also not known, not seen. And she would not go with the tilak to the hospice. So she didn't know. One day while setting her bed right, she sang Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Like that she did forgot and she set the bed right. Immediately the old lady, you are a Krishna devotee? Like that. She's American lady. She's like, yes, I'm a devotee. My son was also a devotee like this. She told. That old lady told my son was also a devotee like this. And this nurse was bewildered. Your son was a devotee? What do you know about Krishna? When was he a devotee? So my son was a devotee. That old man, he came, he took my son away. And he went and became a devotee. And she asked, what he used to do? What your son, where did he serve? So he used to serve in Los Angeles. When that old man used to come, that Swami used to go and serve. So where is your son now? No, he died of cancer. He got cancer and at a very young age he died. So what service he used to do? He was a carpenter. He used to make whatever that Swamiji wants. Then she asked, is that your son name, initiated name? Do you know what is the initiated name? Then she was like, I don't know, some Jaya. Can anyone guess? Jayanand Prabhu. Jayanand Prabhu's picture is kept on every Rath of ISKCON even today. Because he is the first person who made ISKCON's Rath for Jagannath in America. The biggest Rath he made in San Francisco. And he was in so much pain. He had cancer, under his arm in this place. With that cancer, he was making the Rath. And only few of the devotees knew that he was suffering, badly was suffering in pain. They went and asked, you are in cancer, why are you doing that? Why don't you tell them somebody else? No. It's a service for me, I have to do that. And Prabhupada knew the greatness of Jayanand Prabhu. And after Jayanand Prabhu left the planet, Prabhupada told, he is a pure devotee who was sent from the spiritual world to help us. Every time a Rath Yatra happens, there should be Jayanand Prabhu's picture on the Rath. And even now, wherever we do the Rath Yatra, we keep Jayanand Prabhu's picture. And see how Krishna reciprocated Jayanand Prabhu. His mother was not even a devotee. It doesn't have to be, don't have to see like that. When she was going to leave the body, he sent his mother to an hospice to a nurse who is a devotee. Right? See how the connections. See the connections. Krishna doesn't keep anybody's debt. And his pure devotee, whatever little service he did, immediately reciprocates. Right? And she, as soon as she heard that he is Jayanand Prabhu's mother, that Mataji, she heard, she immediately started crying. Your son, your mother of Jayanand Prabhu? Oh, mother, what is this? And she immediately went, after the job, she went to the temple and she told the temple president, Jayanand Prabhu's mother is there. I'm serving her. The temple president, he came to that place and he fell at her feet that your mother of Jayanand Prabhu. We are so fortunate that we are, and she was shocked. But I never knew that my son was so important. And he died many years back. Almost 40 years ago, he died. Jayanand Prabhu was very young when he passed away. During Prabhupada's time only he came and Prabhupada's time only he left. So he must have passed away in 70s. We are talking about 2010. 40 years later, somebody is coming and falling at your feet saying, your son is so great. And she has no clue. Right? Yeah, he used to do a job and he used to make whatever money, he used to give it to Prabhupada, saying this is the money for maintaining the temple. Right? So many pastimes are there of the great disciples of Prabhupada and how they serve. Even His Holiness Niranjan Swami Maharaj, his mother used to live in Boston. When she was in her last days, Niranjan Maharaj used to come and visit her, spend time with her until she left the body. So Prabhupada Mataji, what this teaches all of us is by becoming a Krishna devotee, I don't know how fortunate you are, but your parents will become very fortunate. Because you will pray for them in front of Krishna. And Krishna will take care of them. So please become Krishna devotees. Please chant. Please become part of the society. It's a wonderful, beautiful society. Right? Where we pray for each other. हम एक दूसरे के लिए प्रार्थना करते हैं. Anybody is passing away. My father, when he used to live in Vidyanagar, I sometimes conducted satsang in his community. Very rare. But many old people live in that whole community. Around 20 flats, big flats. And only 20 families live. So whenever I conducted satsang, I used to see all senior citizens sitting there, and they are from very nice Brahmanical families, most of them. And all their children are naturally in US and UK and Australia. Nobody is here. So my father, he went for distributing books. He went to distribute Bhagavad Gitas, right, in that community. So he went to 5th floor. We stay in 4th floor. He went to 5th floor. He went to a house, and he was distributing. My mother is sitting there. They both did it actually. They were distribute some books. So they went to that place, and my father tells me that one old lady opened the door. She has 2 sons. One son in America, very well settled, good money making. One other son, some other part of America. She's alone. And that lady asked a question which really shocked my father. She took Bhagavad Gita and she said, I have Bhagavad Gita, but I'll take. But can you sit down? I want to ask something. And he said, yeah, what do you want to ask? And it seems she asked, if I die, can you arrange for your devotees to come and pray for me? Can you do something like that? What you all do? I really like the way you all pray for each other. I see satsangs that you go to. If I die, can somebody come and pray for me also? Like that she asked. And that day my father called me and he said, thank you very much that you are a devotee and you brought me to devotional service. Now I realize how fortunate we are. Until that lady told, I was not realizing how fortunate we are. There is nobody to even pray for them. In their life, they've got great sons, great properties, great everything, but there is nobody to pray for them. But in devotional, our society, anything small or big happens, there are so many people to pray for us. Right? Recently, one of our devotees, he had a heart problem and he had some blockages. So they kept some stunts. Now he became stuntman. So as soon as they were keeping that stunt, as soon as I wrote in a group that this Prabhu is going through, health issue, immediately everybody were praying. And just not writing, just don't think in WhatsApp they're writing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram. Okay, I prayed, done. No. One devotee called me from Abbots and he said, Prabhu, I just finished 2 rounds for that Prabhu. And I was like, wow. What a family that we have, where you're genuinely actually praying. Right? How much we help each other. It's not material help, it's pure spiritual prayer. And what is the prayer we are asking? What is the prayer that we pray when somebody is suffering? We pray that Krishna, please give so much strength that he doesn't lose faith in you. The incident might be so painful, but he should not lose faith in you. And he should get more closer to you. And if by your sweet will, if he has to leave the body, which everybody has to one day, he should come very close to your lotus feet. And what is the benediction we ask? We ask he should get association of devotees. Wherever he takes birth, he should get association of devotees. Whether he takes birth in Shamshabad, Loesh Prabhu will take care. Right? He's giving association to all the devotees. Or he come to Gachibowli, Praveen Prabhu will take care. Right? Where is Subara Prabhu? Khajaguda. So there are so many devotees, right? I mean, Krishna has made sure devotees are there. And don't underestimate their presence. Sometimes become very familiar and like, big deal. Devotees are, no. They will pray for you. And when a devotee prays for you, Krishna will never take it easy. And devotees, the greatness of devotees is, devotees pray for everybody. right? They just pray for everybody. And because of those prayers, we all have come to satsang. Don't think we have come to satsang because somebody invited and have come to satsang. There are two reasons why you have come to satsang. There are two reasons. Anybody here, you have come to satsang, there are two reasons. Number one, somebody has prayed for you. Without your knowledge, somebody has prayed for you. Some devotee looked at you and said, Krishna, I think, please help that soul. Let him come to you. Somebody has prayed for you. Right? And second, whatever, prayers and whatever prarabdha you have done in your previous life, you are coming to satsang now. Otherwise, there is no hope. Yes. And another secret way you can come to satsang is have prasadam. A morsel of prasadam. Right? Even if one morsel of prasadam falls there, an ant comes and eats that prasadam. In next life, he'll take birth in Shamshabad and come to this flat. And come to satsang. Right? And I'm not joking. This is not like something I'm telling out of just to frame some idea there. No, it is truth. It is truth. Anybody who takes prasadam will get a human birth. No matter what you did. Today night, who are going to take Nitai Gaur's prasad are going to take human birth. So all of us are going to get human birth. Hari bol, Hari bol. Yes. Do you have faith or no? है नहीं है, नहीं है तो भी मिलेगा. Human birth मिलेगा पक्का. तो बिना प्रसाद खाए मत जाओ. Wait करो, प्रसाद खा के जाना. है कि नहीं? So you get, and you will get even devotion when a devotee prays for you. There is one thing that Krishna cannot give. There is one thing that Krishna cannot give. First of all, he does not give, and he cannot give also, and that is bhakti. Krishna also cannot give bhakti. Only his devotee can give bhakti. A bhakta can give bhakti. Right? So when you go in front of Krishna, ask for bhakti from a bhakta. Right? Ask for a devotee to come in your life because he will give bhakti to you. And when will he give bhakti to you? When he sees that you are a sincere soul seeking for Krishna. He'll give that. And we should become very sincere. And Prabhuji and Mata, I'll tell you, your life will become so beautiful once you come to devotion that you will see amazing souls entering into your life. Right? After we came to devotional life, me and my wife, how many great people we have seen. My God. Otherwise, I would have died in some corner of Nalgonda or somewhere in Hyderabad without knowing any great people in my life. What do people outside think? Who are the great people here? KCR? KTR? Rahul Gandhi? Who else? Narendra Modi? He's a great person, no doubt. But this is what we know, right? I mean, this is all people talk about, isn't it? Or somebody else, 2-3 people here and there. But if you come to ISKCON society, just now you heard about a great person. What is his name? His name is Keshav Bharati Maharaj. Is he not a great person? Amazing, right? So you just hold on and stay, and you regularly come to the satsangs, and Loesh Prabhu will bring one by one great people to introduce you. Today you brought me here to test your patience. Because if you survive my lecture, then there is a boiling test that Krishna is waiting, then he'll send great people here. So, somebody like when I first met His Grace Radhesham Prabhu, my Siksha Guru, and my God, I have never seen anybody like him. Unbelievable devotee. Okay, some of you may not know him, but how many know Gaur Gopal Prabhu? ISKCON malum nahi, lekin Gaur Gopal Prabhu malum hai. Right? He gives nice lectures and sometimes nice jokes also he cuts. He gives. But how many of you know how grave a devotee he is? A lot of people don't know his other side. The real side, rather, let me put it like that. Right? Amazing devotee. The way he serves, the way he, his mother is also a devotee. She's initiated. Right? And Gauranga Prabhu, amazing devotee, one other great devotee. Right? So, when you come to ISKCON, you meet these great people. And actually you see people who are focused behind dedicating their life for Krishna. Right? You actually see people who are dedicating their life for Krishna. Not only brahmacharis, even grahasthas. You know, I have seen some great grahastha devotees in ISKCON, like Krishnanam Prabhu, you know, Krishna Chandra Prabhu, or Anand Vrindavan Prabhu, right? Or so many. They also work in offices. They also work in, you know, they also do devotional service. But when you see them, you actually understand the devotion can be performed even in your same life. It is not that, you know, you have to leave everything and then only you'll become a devotee. Right? घर छोड़ने से भक्ति नहीं मिलता है, घर में रह के सेवा करने से भक्ति मिलता है. Applies for both husband and wife also. And how blissful the children will become. Right? Your children may not attend satsang, like right now all children have gone for playing. But they have learned the greatest lesson already. What is the greatest lesson they have learned? That their parents are sitting and hearing to the class. That they'll remember. So tomorrow they'll go to IIT, IIM, whatever college they'll go. And some Prabhu will come to give a lecture. They'll remember their parents used to go and sit in a class. They will also go and sit in the class. Don't worry now. They'll do it then. When the right time comes, they'll do. Right? So by coming to Krishna Bhakti, you will get everything. You'll get everything until your death, until you leave your body. Right? There are so many devotees who left their body when the kirtan is going on. Right? That's amazing. When the kirtan is going on, just imagine how fortunate can you be that all devotees are sitting around you and they're doing kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kirtan is going on and that person closes his eyes and takes his last breath and Krishna comes and takes him. How many of you have the faith that Krishna will actually come and take you? Please be confident when you're lifting your hand. You have that faith or no? हाँ नहीं उठाओ, नहीं ऐसे मत बोलो, हाथ मत उठाओ, ऐसे नहीं है. You need that faith. वो श्रद्धा चाहिए. That Krishna, please come and take me at the time of my death. But Krishna will come and take you at the time of your death, provided you do two things. Number one, three things actually. Vaishnava Seva, Jiva Daya, Namaruchi. These three things you should develop. First one, Namaruchi. You should try to get taste for chanting Krishna's names. So everybody should chant Hare Krishna in your home. कर सकते हैं ना, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Chanting माला लो और करते रहो, पूरा कॉलोनी में घूमो इधर उधर. Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Let people see, look at you. ये क्या कर रही है? हाथ में क्या है? ये मेरा स्टन गन है. Stun gun to Maya. Right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. भाड़ में गया दुनिया, जो भी सोचे, मैं मेरी माला करूंगी, मैं मेरा माला करूंगा, जहां भी हो. Right? We should never become shy to show our religion to others. We should show it with pride. ये मेरा सर है, मैं कृष्ण का कुत्ता हूं, ये कृष्ण का बेल्ट है. मेरे माथे पे उनका तिलक है, ये उनका चरण है, ये तुलसी है. I should be proud to say that I am a devotee. I should be proud. If you are not proud with our own culture, then what culture are we living in? है कि नहीं? अच्छे कल्चर में रहो, सत्संग में आओ तो अच्छे एकदम डिवोशनल ड्रेस पहन के आओ, है कि नहीं? एकदम अच्छा डिवोशनल ड्रेस. लड़ाई करो, अपने माता पिता से लड़ाई करो, मुझे अच्छा डिवोशनल ड्रेस चाहिए, है कि नहीं? हाँ, अच्छा तिलक पहनो और आओ यहाँ पे. लोगों को लगना चाहिए, अरे ये कितने, मतलब व्हाट काइंड ऑफ डिवोटीज आर दे, अच्छा व्यवहार करते हैं, अच्छी वेशभूषा पहनते हैं और वो इतना अच्छा सत्संग करके घर जाते हैं, लगना चाहिए ना. हाँ, यस. So we should show our culture, and we should attend such. So सबसे पहला नाम रुचि कि अच्छे तरह से नाम जपो. दूसरा क्या? जीव दया. हर इंसानों पे नहीं, not only human beings, हर जीव पे दया दिखाओ. इंपॉर्टेंट है, हर जीव पे दया दिखाओ. कोई सोचेंगे प्रभु जी धीरे धीरे नॉनवेज की तरफ जा रहे. खाओ नॉनवेज, लेकिन तब खाओ जब कुछ ना मिले. ठीक है ना? जब कुछ और ना मिले तब खाओ. जब कुछ ना मिले मेरे घर आ जाओ, यहां से थोड़ा ही दूर है कि नहीं? या फिर लोएश प्रभु के घर आ जाओ. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो दैट माताजी मेक्स अनबिलीवेबल पाव भाजी? अगर तुम्हें नहीं मालूम है, तुम लोग हैदराबाद में अब तो टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हो. उनके घर आओ, गौरनीता के चरण स्पर्श करो और माताजी को बोलो, माताजी पाव भाजी प्रसाद खिलाओ. अमेजिंग पाव भाजी शी मेक्स, राइट? सब कुछ मिलेगा. सारे जीवों पे हम दया दिखा सकते हैं. वी हैव द चॉइस ना. चॉइस तो है ना, है कि नहीं? हाँ, किसी के भाई को मारना, किसी के बहन को मारना, किसी के माँ को मारना अच्छा नहीं लगता ना. मैं बकरियों की बात कर रहा हूँ, राइट? बकरियों और चिकन की बात कर रहा हूँ. उनके भी भाई बहन है, माँ है कि नहीं? कभी मुर्गी को देखा कैसे बैठती है अंडे पे? पूरी तरह से प्रोटेक्ट करके बैठती है. क्यों? इतना भी कोई और टेम्परेचर नहीं आना चाहिए उसके बच्चे के ऊपर. और जब मुर्गी अंडे पे बैठते हैं, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव सीन hen सिटिंग ऑन द एग? कितने लोगों ने देखा? नहीं देखा आप लोगों ने मुर्गी को अंडे पे बैठते हुए? तो हाथ उठाओ ना. देखा? नहीं देखा? ठीक है, अगली बार कोई पता नहीं कहाँ पोल्ट्री फार्म जाना पड़ेगा. हरे कृष्णा. ये आएगा या जाएगा? मैं भूत की तरह दिख रहा हूँ अभी. मेरे अंदर. ठीक है, तो थोड़ी देर तक मेरा ये रूप बर्दाश्त करो. तो सबसे पहला क्या? नाम रुचि. उसके बाद जीव. सभी जीवों को मतलब प्यार दो, क्योंकि सभी के अंदर भगवान है. अपने बालकनी में एक छोटे से बर्तन में पानी लगाओ. छोटे से बर्तन में इतना सा लगा दो, क्योंकि इतने सारे चिड़िया हैं, कहीं पानी नहीं मिल रहा है कि नहीं? कभी कभी पानी मिले तो ऐसे फ्लोर पे डाल दो, कोई चींटी आके पी लेगा. तो जीव दया दिखाओ. और तीसरा क्या? वैष्णव सेवा. जहां भी वैष्णव मिले उनकी सेवा करो. और वैष्णव कौन है? जो भगवान की सेवा करते हैं वो वैष्णव है कि नहीं? हाँ, तो यहाँ पे लोएश प्रभु और हरप्रिया माता जी हैं, वो कृष्ण की सेवा करते हैं, वो वैष्णव है. तो उनकी सेवा करो. उनकी सेवा करो मतलब क्या? उनके साथ सेवा करो. अगली बार जब सत्संग वो ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे, मेरा आवाज सुनाई दे रहा है पीछे तक? हाँ ठीक है. तो अगली बार जब वो सत्संग ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे, 5 बजे मत आओ, 6 बजे मत आओ, 4 बजे आओ या फिर 3 बजे आओ. और उनको हेल्प करो. जो उन्होंने बनाया यहाँ पे, अब हम लोग खाने वाले हैं. अभी हो गया टाइम ऐसे, शायद करंट वाले को मालूम चल गया मैं बहुत ज्यादा बात कर रहा हूँ, बंद करा दिया. लेकिन मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि उनके साथ सेवा करो और भोग बना के लेकर आओ. हाँ, कितने लोगों ने यहाँ पे भोग बना के लेकर आए? हरी बोल, हरी बोल. बहुत अच्छी बात है. तो जो कुछ भी बना सकते हैं भगवान के लिए बना के लेकर. बस यही 3 चीज करना. क्या करना है? नाम रुचि, जीव दया, ये 3 चीज करोगे तो भक्त लोग आपके लिए प्रार्थना करेंगे पक्का. और कृष्ण आपको लेने के लिए पक्का आएंगे. कृष्णा विल कम टू टेक यू इफ यू डू दिस 3 थिंग्स, है ना? और जिस तरह से the way Krishna has shown his original form to Arjuna, he will also show to all of us. हरे कृष्णा, हरि बोल। ये डीजे इफेक्ट आ रहा है इसमें। हरे कृष्णा, मेरा आवाज बहुत मधुर है। प्रभु जी ये हेडसेट में लगा ईयरफोन है ना उसके सामने यहाँ पे। हरे कृष्णा। तो कर सकते हैं सभी लोग। हाँ, ये 3 एक्टिविटी एवरीबडी कैन डू या। और यहाँ पे अच्छा संघ बनाओ। ये सोसाइटी में वो संघ नहीं है अभी, अभी है, छोटा है, लेकिन एक बड़ा संघ बनाओ, है ना। तो हम ऐसे संघ बनाएंगे तो और भी अच्छे अच्छे लोग यहाँ पे आएंगे। हाउ मेनी वांट गौर गोपाल प्रभु टू कम हियर एंड गिव अ लेक्चर? हाथ उठाओ। बिल्कुल आएंगे अगर आप अच्छे तरह से यहाँ प्रोग्राम अरेंज करेंगे, राइट। इफ यू ऑर्गेनाइज प्रोग्राम हियर and you're nicely conducting satsangs, one day Loesh Prabhu will contact Gaur Gopal Prabhu and say, Prabhu, can you please come here? Prabhu, can you please come here and give a lecture? And he'll come. भक्तों का क्या काम है? Devotees are not after media. Devotees कभी सेल्फी लेके नहीं घूमते, है कि नहीं? तो गौर गोपाल प्रभु आएंगे, सबसे बड़े बड़े प्रभु जी लोग भी आएंगे, यही सोसाइटी को आएंगे और लेक्चर देंगे, और आप उनके साथ नाच भी पाओगे, है कि नहीं? लेकिन उसके लिए एक ही करना है कि लोएश प्रभु को खुश करना है। हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। सो आई विल स्टॉप इट हियर। तो कोई प्रश्न है? एनी क्वेश्चंस एनीबॉडी हैज? एक्सेप्ट आज प्रसाद में क्या बना है मुझे नहीं मालूम है, उस क्वेश्चन का आंसर मेरे पास नहीं है। एनी क्वेश्चंस, एनी थॉट्स, कोई रिफ्लेक्शंस? कैसा लग रहा है सत्संग में आके? अच्छा लग रहा है? गर्म लग रहा है? हवा नहीं आ रहा? नहीं लग रहा। हाँ, आज के कथा में सबसे अच्छा क्या लगा? व्हाट डिड यू लाइक द मोस्ट? लिफ्ट योर हैंड, यू कैन टेल। मैंने जो कुछ भी आज बात किया, सबसे अच्छा क्या लगा आपको? मुझे प्रूफ चाहिए कि आपने कुछ तो सुना। एनीबॉडी? केशव भारती महाराज, हरि बोल। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। सो ही इज माय सीनियर गॉड ब्रदर, हिज ग्रेस Shri Giriraj Prabhu. He also served in temples in America. Now he is a pujari in ISKCON Abbots Temple. So आप लोग कुछ पर्सनल प्रेयर भेजना है भगवान के पास, वो पकड़ लो उनको, तो एकदम कृष्ण के चरण के पास जाके आपका प्रेयर रख सकते हैं, वो एक्सेस उन्हें है। And where is his good wife? Oh, she's in Warangal. Okay. हरे कृष्णा। Yes. कुछ और क्या अच्छा लगा? और कुछ अच्छा लगा आज के लेक्चर में? कुछ याद है? Yes, Mother. Mother Devaki is also similar to Mother Yashoda. Like they both are on. हाँ, Mother Devaki is also very great, as much as Mother Yashoda. Not, we should not compare actually. Not as much as. She is also great for the sacrifices she did, right? Letting go her all her children for Krishna to appear. Or what else can you remember? Yes, Prabhuji. How devotees got transformed. Yes. You know how by becoming a devotee, you will actually respect your parents even more. How many of us want to respect our parents even more? And how many of you want your children to respect you? Right? So become a devotee. To become a devotee, automatically your children will respect you. है कि नहीं? Yeah, what else? और क्या अच्छा लगा आज के लेक्चर में? प्रभु जी.
Something that I felt bad about is the mundane speculated books, and those things are getting more sold better than.
Yeah. कुछ भी लिख देते हैं महाभारत के बारे में, भगवद गीता के बारे में. There are so many commentators who write whatever they want, and those books are more popular as compared to the original books. यहाँ पे कितने लोगों के घर में भागवतम है? ओके, कितने लोगों के घर में नहीं है? हाथ उठाओ, उठाओ, फ्री में मिलेगा। हर किसी के घर में भागवतम होना चाहिए, पूरा भागवत होना चाहिए। ये मोबाइल का कॉस्ट कितना है? ये वीवो मोबाइल है, मॉडल X200 कुछ भी है, इसका कितना कॉस्ट है? 15,000। ये क्या दिखा सकता है?
क्या दिखा सकता है? कुछ वीडियो दिखा सकता है, कुछ कॉल दिखा सकता है। 6,000 रुपए में आपको भगवान दिखेगा। भागवतम खरीद लो। डॉक्यूमेंट भी देख सकते हैं। कौन सा डॉक्यूमेंट देख रहा था तू? हरे कृष्ण। 6,000 रुपए में, सिर्फ 6,000 रुपए में आपको भगवान दिखेगा। वो भागवत है, ले लो। यहाँ प्रभु जी हैं, होलसेल सप्लायर हैं। इनका कमीशन आपका आशीर्वाद है और कुछ नहीं। आपके घर में लेकर आके रख देंगे, आप उनको आशीर्वाद दे दो, एकदम खुश हो जाएंगे, नाचते हुए वापस घर को आएंगे, है कि नहीं? तो भागवतम ले लो, अपने माता पिता को भागवतम दो। कब कौन कैसे भागवतम खोलेगा ये कोई नहीं जानता। वो है तो, वो घर में है तो खोलोगे ना, घर में है ही नहीं तो कैसे खोलोगे, है कि नहीं? इफ यू हैव समथिंग इन द हाउस यू विल यूज इट, इफ यू डोंट हैव इट हाउ विल यू यूज इट? ये हमारा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हर किसी के घर में भागवत होना ही चाहिए। ये प्लास्टिक के खिलौने, प्लास्टिक के वॉच देना बंद करो। भगवत गीता दो, 150 रुपए में मिलता है, परफेक्ट भगवत गीता एज इट इज। हर एक के बर्थडे पे भगवत गीता दो, शादी पे भागवत दो, और कोई कोई गुजर गया किसी के घर में, उसके घर में भागवत देके आओ। कि भागवत की पूरी कथा क्या है कि मरने से पहले हमें किस तरह से तैयार होना है, मरने से पहले किसी तरह, यही पूरा भागवत का कथा है ना। द होल भागवत इज लाइक दैट, राइट? सो वी शुड हैव दैट। हाँ, और कुछ याद है आज के लेक्चर में? और कुछ मैंने बोला?
We should be proud of our culture.
हाँ, वी शुड प्राउड ऑफ आवर कल्चर। हरि बोल। हो गया?
हरे कृष्ण। हरि बोल। छोटा है लेकिन बड़ा है। हाँ, और कुछ याद है? विल रैप अप 5 मिनट्स में। या क्या याद है?
And we should protect our animals.
Should protect animals. हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। यस। तो कल से बालकनी में पानी डालते रहो।
मेरी दीदी करती है।
हाँ, हरि बोल। She is doing it already. He's keeping water in the balcony. है कि नहीं? यस। और क्या सीखा आज? कुछ और अच्छा लगा? और क्या मैं भूल गया, मैं क्या क्या बताया? हाँ, और कोई? अच्छा, आप कुछ अच्छा बताना चाहती हैं? Anybody here wants to say something जो सभी जान पाए? कुछ भी? प्रभु जी, anybody? You want to share anything for the benefit of everyone? ठीक है, तो ये सुसुखम, सुभक्ति होगा, प्रतिपदम पूर्णामृत स्वादनम। हर 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 मतलब चलते हैं हम आगे, एक एक पद पे हमें सिर्फ आनंद ही मिलेगा भक्ति में, और कुछ नहीं मिलेगा। और भक्ति को आने का कौन सा एज है? 5 साल। ऑलरेडी लेट हो गया यहाँ पे, बहुत लोग लेट आए यहाँ पे, है कि नहीं? हाँ, तुम भी लेट हो गए। कितना उम्र है तुम्हारा?
अभी 2 मई को 9।
अच्छा, 2 मई को 9? कल? हरि बोल। अरे कल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। हाँ, एक दिन पहले ही हम इसका सेलिब्रेट करेंगे। चलो तुम सभी लोग मिलके हाथ उठा के, आपका नाम बताइए। स्वप्निल। स्वप्निल प्रभु, नहीं बेटा बेटा बेटा, इधर 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 इधर। ये मंदिर से लाया हुआ प्रसाद है, ये स्वप्निल प्रभु का नहीं है। हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरे कृष्णा। तो स्वप्निल प्रभु भक्त हैं। अभी इनके लिए हम 3 हरे कृष्ण मंत्र एकदम प्रेम पूर्वक, मतलब हृदय से गाएंगे कि स्वप्निल प्रभु बहुत अच्छे प्रभु बनेंगे, और यहाँ पे हरे कृष्णा, और यहाँ पे भगवत गीता का प्रचार करेंगे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। स्वप्निल प्रभु की जय। आपके पिताजी किधर है?
मेरे पिताजी वो।
हरि बोल प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग फॉर सत्संग। बैठिए। हाँ, तो ही इज योर कोलीग। आप भी एयरक्राफ्ट सर्टिफाई करते हैं, कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तो आपका नाम ले सकते हैं। हरे कृष्णा, मजाक कर रहा था bro। आप भी हाँ यस जी। हाँ, दीक्षा का मतलब क्या है? इनिशिएटेड मीन्स you formally commit to a guru that spiritual life is important for me and I want your help to make progress in spiritual life. That is initiation, right? We formally commit. हाँ, एक तरह से देखा जाए तो शादी जैसा है। दूसरी शादी कोई करना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन ये शादी बहुत मधुर है, right? और ये शादी करने से हमारा जीवन पूर्ण हो जाता है ना? ये एक्चुअली कॉल्ड सेकंड बर्थ। Anybody who's taken initiation is called द्विजा, right? नहीं तो मिलेगा सजा। द्विजा मतलब सेकंड बर्थ, है ना? तो यू शुड कमिटमेंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है लाइफ में। जैसे कि हम कुछ भी करें, क्या इट्स ओके, या सो व्हेन वी डू अ कमिटमेंट we'll actually execute it nicely। तो हम गुरु के सामने जाके हम दीक्षा पूछते हैं कि हमें दीक्षा दो। We beg, please give me दीक्षा। And then Guru, looking at your sincerity, will give you दीक्षा। और जब वो दीक्षा देते हैं, आपका रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेते हैं कि मैं तुम्हें गाइड करूंगा और तुम्हें किसी भी तरह से मैं आगे ले जाने का प्रयत्न करूंगा, मेरे तरफ से भी करूंगा। लेकिन दीक्षा में बहुत ज्यादा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हमारा होता है जो दीक्षा लेते हैं, कि मुझे मर्सी चाहिए, है ना? तो दैट इज कॉल्ड इनिशिएशन एंड दैट इज पार्ट ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ। जब हम उस जगह पे पहुंचे कि हमारा कमिटमेंट एकदम फिक्स रहे, जैसे हमारे यहाँ इस्कॉन सोसाइटी में 16 माला हम जप करते हैं, है ना? अब धीरे धीरे 4 माला, 8 माला, 12 माला, 16 माला, मिनिमम 16 माला आचार्यों ने बोला मिनिमम इतना टाइम तो देना चाहिए भगवान के लिए, है ना? तो 16 माला जप कर रहे हैं 3 साल तक बिना रुकावट, कुछ भी हो जब चालू होना चाहिए। और 3 सालों तक कई नियमों का पालन करना चाहिए। हाँ, कई नियम, जो नियम हमें भगवान के पास, जो एक्चुअली ये नियम क्या करते हैं, 4 नियम होते हैं। देयर आर 4 रेगुलेटरी प्रिंसिपल्स। व्हाट दे डू इज हमारा जो आकर्षण है शरीर के प्रति वो कम कर देते हैं, इसीलिए 4 नियम हमें दिए जाते हैं। इफ यू वांट टू बिकम स्पिरिचुअल देन योर बॉडीली कॉन्शियस शुड गो डाउन, है ना? इफ यू बिकम वेरी बॉडी कॉन्शियस देन हाउ कैन यू बी स्पिरिचुअल? वी आर नॉट दिस बॉडी, हम ये शरीर नहीं है, हम आत्मा है। लेकिन हम रोज सुबह मिरर में क्या देखते हैं? आत्मा देखते हैं, शरीर देखते हैं? शरीर देखते हैं। लेकिन हम जब शरीर देखते हैं, हमें याद रखना चाहिए कि ये शरीर ऐसा ही नहीं रहने वाला, धीरे धीरे सड़ेगा, धीरे धीरे इतना बेकार बन जाएगा कि हमें घृणा हो जाएगी। उस वक्त पे मुझे अपने आप पे घृणा नहीं करनी है, क्योंकि मैं शरीर हुई नहीं, मैं तो आत्मा हूँ। देहिनोस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारम यौवनम जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति। तो we want to get that spiritual consciousness. To get that spiritual consciousness, we practice the 4 regulative principles. And क्या 4 regulative principles होते हैं, क्या 4 नियम होते हैं? कि मैं I will no gambling, कि मैं गैम्बल नहीं करूंगा, मतलब द्यूद नहीं खेलूंगा, मैं अननेसेसरी रिस्क नहीं लूंगा लाइफ में। सबसे बड़ा रिस्क क्या है? बिना भगवान की जानकारी किए अगर हम मर जाएंगे तो फिर पता नहीं कहाँ जाएंगे, बहुत बड़ा रिस्क है ना, है कि नहीं? दैट इज द बिगेस्ट रिस्क। सो वी आर नॉट गैम्बलिंग अवर लाइफ, वी आर टेकिंग आवर लाइफ मोर सीरियसली, है ना? दैट इज द बिगेस्ट गैम्बल। फॉरगेट अबाउट मनी गैम्बलिंग, है ना? सो दैट इज नो गैम्बलिंग, राइट? द्यूत नहीं करेंगे। सेकंड, एनीबॉडी हु नोस? हाँ, नो इंटॉक्सिकेशन, मतलब मदिरा नहीं पिएंगे और ऐसा कोई कार्य नहीं करेंगे जिसके हम दास बन जाएंगे। कभी किसी को सिगरेट पीते देखा है? सिगरेट उसको पी रहा है, वो सिगरेट को पी रहा है, सिगरेट उसको पी रहा है कि नहीं? बिकॉज दे विल नॉट हैव एनी कंट्रोल, दे कैन नॉट कंट्रोल, सिगरेट इज कंट्रोलिंग देम, लिकर इज कंट्रोलिंग देम। चाय कितने लोग पीते हैं यहाँ पे? पीते हैं ना? कल सुबह चाय बंद हो जाए तो क्या होगा? प्रपंच रुक जाएगा। ऐसा नहीं रुकेगा, बहुत अच्छी बात है, तो बंद कर दो, है कि नहीं? हाँ, यही ना, ये नशा ही तो प्रॉब्लम है। तो हमें सिर्फ एक ही नशा रखना है, कृष्ण की नशा। हमें सिर्फ एक ही का दास बनना है, वी वांट टू बिकम सर्वेंट ऑफ ओनली वन सुप्रीम, है ना। पहले मेरा मैं किस किस का दास था, पहले चाय का दास था, क्या बोलते हैं, कॉफी का दास था, इतने चीजों का दास था। अभी मैं सिर्फ कृष्ण दास हूँ। और फिर हाँ, किसी ने कुछ कहा? अच्छा, हाँ, तो हम चाय क्यों छोड़ते हैं? क्योंकि हमें सिर्फ कृष्ण का दास बनना है, किसी और का दास नहीं, है ना। तो नो इंटॉक्सिकेशन, नो गैम्बलिंग, नो इंटॉक्सिकेशन, देन नो मीट ईटिंग, कि मैं मांस नहीं खाना। क्यों मांस नहीं खाना? इतना अच्छा पाव भाजी बनाने, क्यों मांस खाना, है कि नहीं। E203 में इतना अच्छा पाव भाजी बनता है, क्यों मांस खाना? क्या मिलेगा मांस खाने से? आओ पाव भाजी खाओ, उसके बाद मुझे फोन करो मांस का आइडिया आ रहा है। नहीं आएगा आइडिया, तो अच्छा प्रसाद खाओ, फुल पेट भर के प्रसाद। मेरे को देखो कैसा था मैं, पहले मैं नीलेश प्रभु की तरह था ऐसे, अभी मैं ऐसे हो गया, है कि नहीं। कोई मुझे देख के बोल सकता है आदमी खाता नहीं है? बाप रे, कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं बहुत ज्यादा खा रहा है बोल के। इतना प्रसाद मिलता है, इतने सत्संग होता है। देखो आज सुबह 7 बजे को चालू हुआ, 7:30 को हुआ, 10:30 को सुपर प्रसाद, गरम गरम खिचड़ी विद 15 सब्जी, कार्तिक प्रभु ने भेजा, अल्टीमेट। उसके बाद डिवोटी ने भेजा, बुलाया अपनी बेटी के, उनकी बेटी की छोटी बेटी हुई है, पोती, तो उनके लोगों ने बुलाया। वहां पे कितना प्रसाद था, कितना था प्रभु जी? कम से कम एक, हाँ, आपने 20 आइटम खाए थे, 40 वहां पे, है ना, बहुत ज्यादा थे। आप उस तरफ नहीं गए, मैं गया। तो थे बहुत, है कि नहीं। तो वहां पे हो गया, प्रभु अब मुझसे नहीं होगा। लोहेश प्रभु बोल रहे हैं, प्रभु यहाँ पे आओ, प्रसाद बन रहा है कि नहीं। अब बीच में किसको ख्याल आएगा मांस खाना है, ये खाना वो खाना है? नहीं चाहिए यार, इतना सारा प्रसाद मिलता है कि नहीं। तो मांस क्यों नहीं खाना चाहिए? क्योंकि हमें सभी में भगवान को देखना है, हर जीव में भगवान को देखना है, इसलिए मांस नहीं खाएंगे, है ना, सिंपल है। मगर मांस खाना है, जब भी मांस खाने का आइडिया है हमारे घर को, पूरा हम भरपेट खिलाएंगे, उसके बाद जाके खाना, है कि नहीं। जब पेट भर गया तो क्यों जाओगे मांस खाने के लिए? तो शरीर के प्रति हमारी जो अटैचमेंट है कम हो जाती है। सो नो मीट ईटिंग। व्हाट इज द फोर्थ वन? नो इलिसिट सेक्स। मतलब क्या? हमें चेस्ट रहना है अपने अपने रिलेशनशिप में। भगवान ने एक पति दिया है, एक पत्नी दी है, तो इसमें खुश रहना है और खुशी को ढूंढना है। पति जैसा भी हो उसकी सेवा करो, पत्नी जैसी भी हो उसकी सेवा करो, भगवान खुश हो जाएंगे, है कि नहीं। हाँ, मुश्किल है, मैरिज लाइफ मुश्किल है, नो डाउट। इतने सारे लड़ाई होती, किन किन के घर में लड़ाई नहीं होती? हाथ उठाओ। अरे देखो, मैं जानबूझ के लड़ाई होती हाथ उठाओ नहीं बोला मैंने, नहीं होती हाथ उठाओ। हर कोई लड़ता है ना, हर कोई लड़ता, एवरीबडी इज फाइटिंग। मैं एक छोटी सी एक इंसिडेंट बोलता हूँ। एक देयर वाज एन ओल्ड कपल and they were celebrating their 75th anniversary. No, their 50th anniversary. They were celebrating their 50th anniversary, marriage anniversary. And one of the speciality of the couple was they never fought. उन्हें लड़ाई की नहीं, 50 सालों में लड़ाई नहीं की। ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? देखो इतना कॉन्फिडेंस है कि नहीं। They never fought. And वहां पे जो लोग आए, वो लोग दोनों को देख रहे हैं, बूढ़ी औरत और बूढ़े को देख रहे हैं, तुम कैसे लड़ाई बिना किए मतलब रह गए, मतलब 50 साल बिना लड़ाई, राइट। तो उन्होंने माता जी के पास जाके पूछा कि माता जी आप दोनों ने लड़ाई क्यों नहीं किया? तो माता जी ने बताया, मुझसे मत पूछो, आप मेरे पति से पूछो, जाओ। सो सभी लोग गए पति के पास, उन्होंने पूछा, अरे प्रभु जी आपने लड़ाई कैसे नहीं किया? मतलब कुछ भी नहीं हुआ आप दोनों की लड़ाई? तो उन्होंने बताया, देखो भैया हम आपको बताएंगे, आप बैठो, छोटा सा पास्ट है इसका। तो जब हमारी शादी हुई, हरे कृष्णा, क्या, तो जब हमारी शादी जब हुई तो हम लोग कसोली गए। कसोली क्या है मालूम है? हिल स्टेशन है आफ्टर चंडीगढ़, शिमला से पहले आता है। तो वहां पे बहुत सारे पर्वत रहते हैं, हॉर्स राइडिंग बहुत फेमस है वहां पे कसोली में। तो हम लोग हनीमून के लिए कसोली गए, वी वेंट टू कसोली। एंड वहां पे मेरी वाइफ एक घोड़े पे बैठी, मैं एक घोड़े पे बैठा, राइट। ऐसे चालू होते ही मेरा घोड़ा आगे चलने लगा, मेरी वाइफ घोड़े पे बैठी, एकदम घोड़ा बोल के ऊपर उठा, मेरी वाइफ गिर गई नीचे। वो उठ के बोली, हे फर्स्ट वार्निंग, घोड़े को बोली। मुझे ये क्या औरत है, मतलब घोड़े को वार्निंग दे रही है, उसको क्या समझ में आता है, राइट। मैं उसको बोला, देख टेंशन मत लो, बैठो आराम से बैठो, घोड़ा जाएगा मेरे ही तरह, मतलब आराम से बैठो, दो टेंशन मत लो। फिर से बैठी घोड़े पे, एक कदम चलते फिर से नीचे गिर गई। तो फिर से उतर के बोली सेकंड वार्निंग घोड़े को, ये घोड़े से क्या बात कर रही है? तो मुझे समझा नहीं मैं, तो बोला देखो ट्राई करो, जोर से पकड़ो, इस बार गिरोगी नहीं, ऐसे घोड़ा कभी कभी करता है, डोंट वरी सिट। तो फिर से आ गई, फिर से बैठ गई, फिर एक कदम जाते फिर से नीचे गिर गई, और एकदम से पर्स में से गन निकाला, घोड़े को मार दिया। अरे, घोड़े को मार दिया। और ये जाके पत्नी से बोला, हे क्या किया तुमने, घोड़े को क्यों मार दिया? उसने बोला फर्स्ट वार्निंग। और उस दिन से आज तक लड़ाई कभी नहीं हुआ। 50 साल हो गए। सेकंड वार्निंग लेना चाहेगा कोई? सो ऐसे परिस्थितियों में लड़ाई नहीं होता है, नहीं तो लड़ाई तो होता है, हर किसी के घर में होता है कि नहीं? स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में भी होता है लड़ाई। पहले हम चिल्लाते थे एक दूसरे पे, तुम ऐसी हो, तुम वैसे हो। अभी हम कैसे चिल्लाते हैं? हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरे कृष्णा। उसमें भी जप कर लेते हैं, है कि नहीं? हाँ। तो स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ ऐसा ही होता है, बहुत आनंद में, है कि नहीं? 4 नियम की पालना करो। सो नो इलिसिट सेक्स। हम सभी लोगों को माता जी बोल के बुलाते हैं, हम प्रभु जी लोगों को प्रभु जी बोल के बुलाते हैं। हाँ कभी कभी होता है, मैं कभी कभी किसी को माता जी बोलता हूँ, मैं माता दिखती हूँ तुझे, मैं कुछ भी ऐसे कैसे भी दिखता हूँ माता जी मेरे लिए। लेकिन हमें आदर से देखना चाहिए, माता जी प्रभु जी हम इस तरह से आदर देते हैं, और हमारे बच्चे भी ऐसे सीखेंगे ना। हर किसी को माँ की तरह देखना चाहिए, हर किसी को पिता की तरह देखना चाहिए। प्रभु प्रभु मतलब मास्टर, है कि नहीं? तो 4 नियम है। क्या नियम है फिर से बताइए? नो गैम्बलिंग, नो इंटॉक्सिकेशन, नो मीट ईटिंग, नो इलिसिट सेक्स। ये 4 नियम पालन करेंगे, 16 माला जप करेंगे, इनिशिएशन हो जाएगा। हरि बोल। हाँ 3 साल तक इसकी पालन करना चाहिए मिनिमम। और उसके बाद एक शिक्षा गुरु के नीचे उनके सुपरविजन में आपको स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ कंटिन्यू करना चाहिए, तब इनिशिएशन भी हो जाएगा और भगवान की प्राप्ति भी हो जाएगी, है ना? ये ऐसा हमारा संप्रदाय है। अच्छा है, अच्छा लगा? हाँ 4 नियम अच्छे लगे? सही है, पहली बार सुनना अच्छे लगे। बहुत लोगों को अच्छे नहीं लगते 4 नियम, क्योंकि नियम ही अच्छे नहीं लगते। बट एक्चुअली दे आर कॉल्ड रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ फ्रीडम। क्यों जो ये 4 नियम पालन करता है वो फ्री हो जाता है, एकदम फ्री हो जाता है कि नहीं? अब मुझे पहले एक जमाना था, कोई मुझे चाय नहीं देगा तो मैं पागल हो जाता था। किसी के रिलेटिव के घर में गया, 4 बजे उठ के बैठ गया, चाय कब बनाओगे? चाय चाहिए सुबह सुबह, नहीं तो पूरा सिस्टम नहीं हिल जाए, काम नहीं करेगा, है कि नहीं? अभी देखो चाय छोड़ दिया, किसी के भी घर में जाओ आराम से, वो चाय बनाया ना बनाया फर्क नहीं पड़ता, है कि नहीं? तो फ्री हो गए या जकड़ गए? फ्री हो गए ना। हाँ मेरा एक बॉस था, तो उसके साथ मुझे एक बार अमेरिका जाना पड़ा, आई हैड टू गो टू अमेरिका विथ हिम। तो मेरे को पहले फ्लाइट टिकट मिलता, मैं जब अकेले जाता था, मेरा ट्रैवल डिपार्टमेंट मेरे को फ्लाइट टिकट देता था। यहाँ से फिनिक्स, एरिजोना में होता है फिनिक्स, तो मुझे वहां जाना पड़ता था चेन्नई से। तो मुझे फ्लाइट टिकट मिलता था चेन्नई टू फ्रैंकफर्ट, फ्रैंकफर्ट टू अटलांटा, अटलांटा टू फिनिक्स। ये फ्लाइट टिकट मेरे को मिलता था, 3 फ्लाइट। लेकिन एक और फ्लाइट है, कौन सा? चेन्नई से बॉम्बे, बॉम्बे से अटलांटा, एंड अटलांटा टू फिनिक्स। तो मैं सोचा मैं मेरे बॉस के साथ जाऊंगा तो मुझे अच्छा टिकट मिलेगा। तो इस बार मेरा बॉस भी आ रहा था मेरे साथ, मैंने यार अभी अच्छा टिकट मिलेगा। तो मेरा आइटनरी आया, मैं नीचे गिर गया, ये क्या आइटनरी है? चेन्नई से बॉम्बे, बॉम्बे से दुबई, दुबई से पेरिस, पेरिस से न्यूयॉर्क, न्यूयॉर्क से अटलांटा, अटलांटा से फिनिक्स। अरे ये काहे का आइटनरी है? मतलब पहले मैं मर रहा था 4 फ्लाइट, ये तो 8 फ्लाइट हो गए। तो मैं जाके मेरे बॉस से पूछा ये क्या आइटनरी है? उसने बोला देखो यार, मेरे को 4 घंटे में एक बार सिगरेट न मिले तो मैं मर जाऊंगा, तो इसीलिए आइटनरी ऐसा बना है कि 4 घंटे में फ्लाइट रुकेगा ही रुकेगा। तो बोलो वो फ्री है, मैं फ्री हूँ? जकड़ा कौन है? सिगरेट पी के कूल वो फ्री है, या बिना पिए कूल मैं हूँ? मैं हूं ना, है ना? सो गंदे जो हैबिट्स हैं हमें और जकड़ देते हैं जिंदगी में, है कि नहीं? तो ये जो 4 नियम है हम लोग जो पालन करते हैं, ये हमें फ्री कर देते हैं, टू बिकम मोर फ्री। तो भक्ति में जो कुछ भी हम करते हैं, हमारी खुशी बढ़ती है, कम नहीं होती, है ना? जो नियम है वो नियम से खुशी बढ़ती है। तो इसीलिए दीक्षा लेना चाहिए, सभी को दीक्षा लेना चाहिए, सबको दीक्षा लेना चाहिए। अगर ह्यूमन बर्थ लिया है, कुत्ते, बिल्ली, चिड़िया सभी पैदा होते हैं, हम भी पैदा हो गए उनके साथ, लेकिन दूसरी बार जो पैदा होते हैं सिर्फ वो अपॉर्चुनिटी हमें ही मिलता है। दूसरा बर्थ सिर्फ ह्यूमन बींग्स को मिलता है और उसको हमें लेना चाहिए। सनातन धर्म में पैदा होने के बाद हमें दीक्षा लेनी ही चाहिए, है कि नहीं? तो उसके लिए अभी से चालू करो। मेरे पिताजी हैं, उन्होंने 65 इयर्स में स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ स्टार्ट किया। When he was 65 years, he started spiritual life. When he was 74 years, no, 76 years, he took initiation. Time laga, lekin he took initiation. And now he's 78, he's peaceful, he's waiting. When will Krishna come and take me? है ना? तो एज का कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, जब भी चालू करो, लेकिन चालू करो, अभी भी चालू करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। एंड इफ यू आर सिंसियर, आपका बेटा भी केशव भारती महाराज की तरह आपके घर को आएगा, कृष्णा बुक सिखाएगा और इनिशिएशन करा देगा। मैं एक आखिरी छोटा सा एक कथा बोलूंगा इनिशिएशन के बारे में। हाँ, जस्ट आखिरी कथा, सॉरी लोएस्ट, इज इट ओके? 5 मिनट्स। न्यू वृंदावन बोल के एक टेम्पल है अमेरिका में, हाँ, पेंसिल्वेनिया में। तो वहां पे एक फोन आया, कहां से पता नहीं, अमेरिका में एक छोटी सी गांव है, वहां से फोन आया। फोन केम एंड दैट हस्बैंड वाज स्पीकिंग, पति बात कर रहे थे। कैन somebody come and initiate my wife? That was the phone. And he doesn't know how to ask. He directly asked, can somebody come and initiate my wife? तो टेम्पल में प्रभु ने जिसने फोन उठाया, ये क्या हो रहा है, who is this? And then he asked, he gave the phone to somebody else who can speak Mexican language, because that person was struggling to speak in English. He was a Mexican. So he asked in Mexico, what exactly, what is happening? So he told that my wife has been following this guru. She read some books and she's following this guru for many years. And whatever is there in the book, she's following. Now she's on her deathbed. And she could never come to temple because we are very poor. We do some work in some small hotels and we don't have money to travel. So we could never come to a temple. She always wanted to go to a temple, but now she got a terminal disease. She's going to die in few days. कुछ दिनों में मरने वाली है। तो what I felt that she should get a chance, of seeing one devotee at least in life. And as soon as that, the devotee heard that, he felt so much that immediately he called 3-4 sannyasis. Is there anybody available for initiating? Sannyasi availability, sannyasi calendar. Immediately one Maharaj, he was traveling somewhere in that states, and immediately he got there. He said, I will go and initiate. Just imagine that sannyasi Maharaj, he took his car, he traveled taking the address of that lady to the house of that lady. And as soon as he opened the door, husband opened the door, he saw the entire house is, everywhere there is Krishna's photo and Prabhupada's photo. Everywhere. All the small house, only 2 rooms. And the whole house is filled with whatever photos she found in the books, she tore that and she kept it on the wall. And whatever Prabhupada's photos she found, she kept it on the wall. She did not have an altar or anything. For her entire house was an altar. And as soon as this Maharaj went inside, he asked her, so Mataji, you want to get initiated? And she was into tears, she was crying. And she's going to leave her body in just few days, some terminal disease. They can't afford treatment. So immediately that Maharaj said, okay, get some fire. We'll have to make some little fire. Get the, some sticks. There is no puja store like we have here there. So whatever little that they can, get some milk, get some this, get some fruits. Immediately made the fire yajna and initiated her, gave a name. Then you are in part of the Guru Parampara. You are part of Brahma Madhva God Guru Parampara. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. So immediately she got the name. Within few days she left the body. So look at the sincerity of a devotee. That devotee was in no man's land, had no idea of what is bhakti. She only read sincerely the books of Prabhupada and she was waiting for the mercy. And when we are sincere, Guru will come to our doorsteps, initiate us and go. And this is a great example. and it happened in ISKCON, right? गुरु खुद ढूंढते हुए गए डिसाइपल को, वहां पे जाके उनको इनिशिएशन दिया और वो चले गए भगवान के पास, भगवत धाम, है ना? एंड दे आर मेक्सिकन्स, वो तो हमारे तरह यहाँ पैदा भी नहीं हुए, उनको कुछ नहीं मालूम है हमारे बारे में, लेकिन उन्होंने सिंसियरली पालन किया. She was following the 4 regulative principles. उन्होंने पूछा, do you eat this? For many years I'm not eating, and for many years I'm chanting not 16, 32 rounds. She's chanting every day, and she's waiting, and she could not even tell properly. And her husband called, and the Guru went and initiated. Isn't it? तो ऐसा होना चाहिए that our sincerity should be so good that Guru will come to our doorsteps and initiate and go. Krishna will send his devotee. Of this there should be no doubt. डाउट नहीं रखना चाहिए बिल्कुल. आप लोगों ने यहाँ पे आके सत्संग अटेंड किया, और बहुत सारे सत्संग अटेंड कीजिए. कृष्णा उनके गुरु को, आपके गुरु को आपके घर के पास भेजेंगे और इनिशिएशन हो जाएगा आपका. इसका यकीन रखना चाहिए. हाँ, सो हरे कृष्णा. सो हम नरसिंह आरती गाएंगे और कुछ कीर्तन, हाँ, थोड़ा नाच, मतलब हाँ, हम किस लिए नाचेंगे? गौर नित्य के लिए नाचेंगे. देखो, देख रहे हो हम लोग कैसे नाच रहे हैं, है ना? वैसे नाच रहे हैं. आराम से नाचिए. 4th फ्लोर है. बहुत आनंद आए तो कूदो मत, अंदर ही कूदो. चलो, कौन मृदंग? Who is playing the mridanga? Need a good mridanga. Prabhuji, Kiraj. Yes. ठीक है, I'll stop this.